Okay, day 9, we're going to do our shoulders today, specifically the posterior part of the shoulder. So in the golf swing, especially on our back arm, we've got a lot of external rotation of the shoulder. So that's primarily teres minor and infraspinatus of the rotator cuff. So we're going to try to release that to start. So I've got a smaller ball, a lacrosse ball, a baseball will work as well. But we're going to be on our back. We're going to pop it in just behind the shoulder there. And then we're going to kind of lie on your side. Elbows out front. And we're going to actually go through some range of motion, some external and some internal rotation of the shoulder. Deep breath as always. I usually like to move it a couple times as well. So trying to find that specific area. It is sometimes tough to pinpoint. It shouldn't feel like you're on bone, but it should feel like a quite a strong release. It can be painful at times. So as always, we can also contract and relax. So I can squeeze that arm 5-6 seconds and then relax and sink in further. You can even use your other arm to kind of add some pressure if it's not too difficult for you. So you can push in to add some weight into that and continue with those internal and external rotations. So I'd say a good minute on each side would be a good place to start. So after the release, we're going to do a stretch. It can be a little bit difficult to get a stretch, especially if you don't have a wall or something where you can attach a band to. I'm going to use a golf club. I'm going to grip one side of it with my trail arm, and then I'm going to grab it with my opposite side, and we're going to force it into some external rotation. So I'm trying to keep that elbow maybe just under shoulder height, and I'm pushing the shaft behind me, which is creating that external rotation of the shoulder. So I'm pushing past what my limits would usually be, and then I can let it relax. And again, we'll do some reps of that. So we're going to push out, really try to get as much range as I can through that shoulder. Deep breaths. That one we can go about 30 seconds each side. Okay, and then lastly, we're going to get active mobilization for that same area, posterior shoulder. I like to get in golf posture for this one. I'm going to pull that elbow up so it's about shoulder height. And very similar to the last movement, except I'm actively doing it instead of getting pushed by the golf club. I'm trying to get as much external rotation of that shoulder as possible. I'm going to move very slow through this movement so I can go all the way down into internal, keeping that elbow in place, but the focus is the external. So I'm slowly moving all the way up, and I'm trying to get as much range of motion as I can. It's quite difficult if you really do push it. We should feel it right in that backside of the shoulder. You may even get a little bit of a shoulder cramp. That's okay, just back it off and shake it out if you do, and then pick up and finish off. Let's do 6 reps there, nice and slow and controlled, going through that motion on each side. And that will wrap up today. So we had the release to start on the ground with a lacrosse ball. Next, use a golf club or something else to push that arm further into external rotation. So we're getting a stretch, and then finish off with that active range. So that's week 3 done, and we will move on next week. Thanks.